Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, the 5th of February, 2020. Today, the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Cancer, and it is a waxing gibbous moon. So, this is a good time for focusing on expansion and growth, but know that any, especially spell work or, seeds planted at this time are going to take a bit longer in terms of results, but they will be lasting. It's not like instant. All right, if you guys haven't, do check out your monthlies. I'm working on the love readings today, so keep an eye out for those as well. There's going to be short love reads for February. Let's check out what the daily energy here is today. We're using the Aquarian Tarot. We're going to see what's up. Okay. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe. I do appreciate all the support, guys. Oh, it's popping out here from the middle. Interesting. Oh, you've been around quite a bit here. All right, let's see what else we're getting today. Energy's been pretty big, expansive, a lot. Like we've gotten a lot of major arcana, a lot of transitional cards. Especially yesterday. I mean, it was like every card yesterday was transition based, right? If you haven't, do check that out. It was crazy. So let's see here what we get. Okay. Let's leave it there, and I feel like we might pull some out in a little bit here. All right. So, again, the theme of the day, I can't help but notice, is Wheel of Fortune. I know it's the theme of the day. I know that this is the major energy of the day, and it has been, I feel like, over the, we kind of stepped into it over the weekend, and I do feel that we're going to be feeling this up until the Leo full moon. I don't know, something just tells me that. I'm kind of drawn to pull an astrology living wheel card here, which is a really cool deck if you haven't checked it out. I got it, actually, it was a used deck that I got at the store that I work at, and it's very cool. I thought it'd be nice for some little astrology tidbits here and there. Let's get a little read on it. I do think that the change right now might feel a bit slow for some of you and kind of frustrating. Ooh, we get, I think this is Saturn. Forgive me, I'm not an astrologer, so I do have to like look up a little bit what the signs are here. Yeah, okay, it is Saturn. I mean, how could I not know that with the rings? But again, no one's perfect. But yeah, this is Saturn. Saturn here represents restriction. And that's interesting because we had a couple cards that sense, or at least have a kind of sense of restriction here to them. It just feels like there might be some issues here, and it feels like there's no immediate solution. And we might be kind of coming to terms with the fact that whatever, we're grappling with, there is no immediate solution, and we're kind of relying on the fact that we are in transition here. Things are changing. Again, that Bob Dylan song, the times they are changing, kind of comes to mind here whenever I see, well, not every time I see the Wheel of Fortune, but things will be getting into a fortuitous place for you soon. But right now, we're definitely feeling the restrictions. We're definitely feeling tied up in some areas, unable to let go of some things, unable to fully, especially move on in our minds, maybe about some past injustices, or again, maybe we haven't been able to find, that boat moving forward to calmer waters. And we're still in this kind of place where we're looking at what's been unsatisfying and trying to figure out, how we get out of this. It's kind of what I feel like today is, how are we going to move forward? How are we getting out of this? And I feel this one, I don't know, really hit me when I pulled this in terms of finances and career. The Death card. And I kind of want to see what that's about here. Because Knight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, to me feels like you're trying to look at or trying to figure out really what's going on here. You're looking at something, you're trying to analyze it. For me, the Knight of Swords, sorry, this is the Knight of Swords, not the Page of Swords. I don't know why I call them page. There could be some, again, ideas, things that we need to figure out. And maybe I was thinking it was the page because a lot of you are analyzing and coming to conclusions about situations that have been unsatisfying, but don't feel rushed, is a sense that I get as well. Let's look at that death card in relation to the financial aspect here. We're actually going to keep using this same deck. Just the deck card. I don't know. It feels like there's some changes in those areas of your life here. I'm not feeling a lot of romantic vibes from these cards. More about stability, security, career, things like that. Death is always a major... Oh, okay. Of course you'd show up here. It's always a major transitional card as well. It's that Phoenix, excuse me, energy. Wow. Some of you have definitely had a losing situation in terms of career recently, maybe, or again, stability, security. Something, it feels to me that something's been taken from you, especially with that Six of Swords in reverse there and that Five of Swords quite upright under that death card. There's definitely been some type of battle, and we've definitely are having a hard time dealing with a loss. And I will say, you've dealt with, whoever's resonating with this, you've dealt with a real devil of a situation or a person here. This situation, maybe even again, monetarily, security-wise, has really tied you up and put you in a bad place. And I would say that it feels very frustrating because you're only seeing the negatives. You're seeing, you know, people are against me, they're attacking me, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. You might be wanting to go on the defense. You know, what is that? Slash and burn kind of technique. It's like warfare. I'm getting for some of you, this feels like warfare. How am I going to tackle this? But the Hanged Man, the center of this, kind of to me is more ground. I mean, I know that he's not very grounded. He's very up in the ethers. I mean, he's hung up. He's not touching the ground in this position, especially when he's upright. He kind of denotes the opposite, taking a step back away from all the worldly stuff going on, all the people around you, and looking at this from a different perspective. You're being hung up in this situation for a reason, and there's something to learn from it, something that you can, a different way of approaching it. It feels like that's less of a loss. And some of you might be kind of getting an inkling, even though you want to raise the whole place down, you know, burn the whole thing down and all the people with it, just to prove something, or to, again, feels like protect yourself in this situation. I feel that there's a better way to go about it. And that is come on, one more. I feel like I need another deck here. Maybe a bit of a softer one. Because I get that Four of Pentacles reversed. And I almost feel like this is just a need to let go of something. Needing to let go of a position that you've taken in this battle, in this fight. Feeling, again, attacked. You've taken a position here. And what you have to remember is that if you keep a position of honesty, of conscientiousness, King of Rods, if you take that position of leadership and be a true and just leader in this situation, find a better way to communicate, find a better way to prove, you know, I am who I am and you're not, or, you know, again, whatever else you're up against here, to prove something, to prove your worth, it feels like for a lot of you, to prove that, to prove what you deserve. I don't know, it's a strange vibe. going to have to not attack this, but change. The situation calls for us to change how we approach it. Judgment is here. And again, judgment and the Wheel of Fortune have been around, and the situations that are coming up now are not coming up for no reason. We have to learn from them. You felt attacked in the past. How did you deal with it? How did it turn out? How do you think this is going to turn out? You're being asked to change how you approach a situation where you felt taken from and attacked possibly today. And it feels to me you can really change how you go about. Yeah, and I was waiting for something like this. And I knew there was going to be some type of cups here, because we haven't had a single cup in this reading. No emotions. And you have to remember the compassionate and more caring side to this. There's a better way to approach this, and it's with a loving hand. And I'm almost surprised I don't see the Strength card, because instead of attacking a beast, why don't you walk away quietly. You don't have to play the game, because you've already kind of won it. You already have your worth. You already have, you already have you. So don't tarnish you in this situation. Choose to deal with this in an upright, and it almost feels like a quiet manner. Somebody might, again, provoke you to fight, provoke you to do this. And you might feel, again, when you're attacked, the only way to deal with this is attack back. Even worse, to take them down, go for the jugular. Don't. Walk away. Choose a better way, a more compassionate way of proving yourself, of letting people see that this is who you are, and that you have earned whatever position that you're in. Or, again, you don't need to prove yourself in this situation. That's really the message of the day. Don't try and prove yourself. You don't need to. It's just going to come off badly. You don't want to come off, again, the way these other people, this other, half, whatever you're being attacked by is. Let them show how dark they are. Let them show how inept they are. Let them show their true colors and their true value, because you already have yours. Oof. Rely on your own intuitive feels. I know that there's not a lot of cups today, but try to rely on those. Because that is, if you listen to your heart in this situation, and that part of you that is more compassionate, I think that you'll get those rewards. Risk and reward, Apple. This is the Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle. All right, let's look at Apple. Risk and reward. So, this is fun. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple and Snow White, the Roman goddess Pomona's magical apple tree, to the Christians' tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets and not trying anything new? Do you want to change, but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward, or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? For me, I can't help but I get a really strong vibe, and sometimes I just get my own reads when I look at these cards as well. These oracle cards, as most readers probably do. When I see the apple in this, it just feels like a temptation. Fruit is tempting. It always has been in its stories throughout history and mythology, and even in the Bible, obviously. This could be really tempting. You might want to bite right into this apple and, again, draw blood in a situation. Don't. See how there's a heart there instead? Attack this with love, or find a more compassionate approach to this. A way to prove that you're this, rather than somebody that is that is just as harsh, just as cruel, just as thoughtless and uncaring, uncompassionate as the other side here. Ooh, okay, wow. All right, big messages today. I'm just going to leave it right there. Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do check out your monthlies. Keep an eye out for the love readings. If you want to book a private reading, all that info is always right below this video in the description box. I'm still offering year-ahead readings up until February 15th at a discounted price, and then they will be no longer available, so take advantage of that. If you haven't, do make sure to subscribe. Give me a comment. I always like reading your comments, guys, and how it resonates and stuff. It's fun. And have a wonderful and blessed day. Namaste.